Hey everybody, Scott Luton with Supply Chain Now. I'm here in beautiful Seattle as we continue our coverage of Amazon Reshape 2025. And I'm joined by my newest best friend, Elisa Malero, Senior Analyst with Verdantics. Elisa, how you doing?
Oh, good, yeah. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, we've had a big day so far, huh?
Yes, very excited and a lot of different sessions, very different conversations.
Yes.
All good so far.
I'm ready to go. Lots of energy. I'm ready to run through this wall behind us. But before we talk about key themes and takeaways from the event, I got to ask you. I usually start with a fun warm-up question. We talk about music and sports and food. You're a big fan of the Killers, is that right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah? And you went and saw the Killers live in London?
In London last year with my sister.
Okay. Now, what was the highlight of the trip? What was your favorite song, moment, you name it?
As I'm based in London, so my first song has to be Mr. Brightside.
Re-
Absolutely.
That was like one of the top hits, right?
Exactly, it has to be.
All right, good stuff. Well, I guess we got to talk about supply chain and technology and innovation. That's a big vibe here today. Let's level set a little bit more though. Tell us about what you do at Verdantics and kind of what your focus when it comes to your analysis. What do you do?
So Verdantics is an independent market research and advisory firm. We're based in London, and our purpose is to provide insights for leaders in safety, environment, in sustainability that can help them make informed decisions. So within Verdantics, I'm a senior analyst in the ESG and sustainability team,
Okay.
and I lead our research in sustainable supply chains.
Okay. I heard a big part of your response here, better decision making, right? Faster, more confident, more accurate, more predictive decision making. I bet a lot of your customers are asking for all that and a lot more, huh?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think right now with the current landscape we're facing today in terms of different disruptions, different customer expectations that need for data-driven insights is becoming more and more important.
Yes.
Right? So our role in Verdantics is to provide the information, the insight for leaders to make that informed decisions in terms of the strategies to continue into a trend, but also in terms of technology and the most innovative vendors in the market that can help make that decision as well.
Elisa, man, that's a big plate. And one of the things, of course, that is fueling the need for better decision making is this historic uncertainty that we have surrounding. It seems like all of our decisions these days, and that's been also one of the big themes here in day one at Reshape. But what are some of your key takeaways so far from the first day of Reshape?
I would say there were two main ideas that I really like. The first one was this idea of adaptability. I need to adapt to different supply chain disruptions, but also what is the role of data in this conversation, right? So key topic around how we can reconcile data-driven systems and what is the role of procurement in bringing that integration. So say that as sustainability analyst, it is extremely important. We want to have sustainability part of that daily decision-making process.
Yep.
So part of that is to make an informed decision that can allow us to adapt against, for example, environmental disruptions as well, right? Another topic that I really like and really want to emphasize is the need of collaboration. So it's a huge matter right now within the procurement team and within the broader organization. So it was very exciting to see different sessions in today's event talk about this, the need of collaboration between the corporation and the supplier, and how having the right data-driven system can support that collaboration itself.
We could do a podcast on both of those topics.
Absolutely.
On the first one, I love your call out there, adaptability. I'd heard about IQ, of course. I've heard about EQ, right, emotional quotient. We heard today about AQ, adaptability quotient. If that's not really apropos of where we are in 2025, I love that. And then secondly, you mentioned a collaboration across ecosystems. How can we take friction out of how suppliers work with their customers? And one of the big ways we can do that is using innovative technology, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Verdantics, we do a global corporate survey every year. We interview 400 participants, and for example, one of the key insights that we drive from that survey is that 70% of procurement professionals looking into having ESG and sustainability as part of that procurement process, right? So it's also showcasing that need for integrated system and to break down data silos. So it's also that part of that, how we can build resilience and how can we build adaptability within the organization itself.
Lisa, I like it, and I like your reference to silo busting. We need a lot more silo busters in global
Absolutely.
supply chain. Okay, you kind of touched on my next question I've got for you, because I know you got your finger on the pulse of industry. What are some of the trends that maybe some of the conversations here today made you think of when it comes to procurement and sourcing? What are some things you're tracking?
I mean, one of the key ones for me is what is the space for sustainability in this conversation, right? I think it's crucial right now. All these different companies have already set some kind of environmental, social goal. And in a context where we're facing extreme supply chain disruptions, that relevant sustainability can be kind of misplaced sometimes.
Right.
So having that collaboration, that data integration systems can help in that conversation. So something that we see in the industry right now is how we can expand the usability of sustainability data so the procurement teams can make informed decisions around purchasing sourcing, for example, how we can integrate that criteria into data decision making.
Lisa, you touched on something. I know that a big part, which you shared earlier, of your ongoing analysis and your thought leadership is in the supply chain sustainability space. I want to ask you a question, a little sidebar question. That's a topic that's been beat up a little bit in recent years, but I would argue that a lot of the world-class leading companies are still prioritizing sustainability. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We see that if you ask in the sustainability team, of course, but you ask procurement teams, as I said before, it is part of that criteria for sourcing and procurement itself, right? And I think in a context of especially disruptions, but also in terms of higher customer expectations, sustainability is bringing together all these different compliance, regulatory, legal, financial risk all come together, right? So it's not only a matter of compliance anymore, it is a matter of innovation, it's a matter of supplier engagement, it's a matter of also for stakeholder engagement as well, for example. So it is interesting to see how all different dynamics that in a context of more skepticism around sustainability might draw the conversation a bit back, so to speak. It's actually doing the opposite. It's actually bringing more pragmatic view to sustainability in that sense.
I love the universal application that you see sustainability playing out in global leadership. Okay, and I know we could do a whole podcast series
Absolutely.
on that topic with you. All right, we got to go back to AI. Of course, that's a big AI-driven practical innovation, big theme here today. Two-part question. Give me a couple of your general observations in terms of where AI is and the impact it's making here in the what I call the golden age of supply chain tech, and then speak to the AI-driven tools that were announced this week as part of Amazon Business and what they're doing for their customers. Two-parter. Let's start with the general observations about AI.
I think, to be fair, it's very exciting to see that in market, right? I think the speed of usability of AI tools has incremental, and then it has been incremental last year or even the last 6 months.
Right.
So within Verdantics, we do monitor that trend of adaptation in that sense, right? And the applications of AI, they're multiple. So we can talk about automation, we can talk about data verification, for example, right? So I think in general, whenever we talk about corporates or with vendors, that they're talking or addressing the AI conversation itself, one of the key points that we always try to raise is how you're delivering that impact through AI, but also how you deliver on the confidence and the trust on data used for AI. So whenever it comes to AI application itself, we're always evaluating that. We're also not only the then use of AI tool, but also how it's bringing confidence and trust into that process. And again, in the context of sustainability, where you had to verify that information, when you need that transparency across the supply chain, AI plays a crucial role into that, including procurement.
Okay, so I want to ask you about the AI-driven tools in a second, but you mentioned something that's one of my favorite topics to talk about because it's one of the primary currencies of global supply chain, and that's trust, right? How can we build trust across ecosystems, across trading partners, across the organization with team members, right?
Exactly.
As their roles are transforming, hopefully, taking friction out and giving them easier days. So when it comes to the announcements that we heard this week and the bevy of new AI-driven tools that Amazon Business has launched, which one of those really sticks out in terms of the impact it'll have on the market?
Really like the what we hear in the main sense today around Gen AI for the business systems. I think that ability to ease that process or that data analytics and data insights is extremely important, right? And also thanks to one of the points that we really liked through the panel that we had before was around that ability to free up space for procurement team. So, get rid of all these routine tasks
Yes.
to have a space for innovation and for transformation. I think that's key, right? I would say that it's probably one of the key values of AI tools itself. So it was really nice to see that announced today.
Lisa, I agree. And I think that I was in that same panel you're referencing, and I think the supply chain leader used the word drudgery.
Mm.
Drudgery. We got to get rid of drudgery out of
Exactly.
our team members' days.
Exactly.
I was like,
which is great news for everyone,
it,
right? Like
it
nobody
really
wants
is.
to do like all those routine tasks. So having that assistance and that trusted system for data verification, data analysis is extremely valuable in a way that we can better integrate procurement teams, be more insightful in conversation around sustainability, for example.
Yes, improve the decision making, move it from reactive to more predictive. In some cases, even eliminating the decisions that the human element even
Exactly.
has to make.
Exactly.
What an age, what a time to be in global supply chain. Okay, I got a $1 million question, maybe $1 billion question for you. What's next for you?
I think for me personally is to continue the work we're doing in Verdantics to provide that insight for leaders in this field to make informed decisions. I always like to say that we have very pragmatic view of sustainability, and we like to say that sustainability is a data problem. So it comes to the supply chain. I think supply chains is the space where there is more space for innovation and more transformation as well, right? So for me personally is to continue with my work in delivering those insights so companies and vendors can provide and work together into solving these major challenges.
Elisa, I love that. I tell you, I'm partial, but I think global supply chain can give so many other industries so many ideas and proof for how we can leverage innovative modern day technology for real impact, right? Practical impact. And it takes incredible analysts like yourself helping the rest of the world to kind of better understand the stories that come out of global supply chain. So I appreciate what you do. Elisa Malero, with senior analyst with Verdantics, I say that right?
Yes.
How can folks track you down?
Basically, I would say we have a fantastic LinkedIn website,
Okay.
LinkedIn side. Also, on our website, if you're a vendor, you want to show us our technology, more than happy to do that. We have an analyst inquiry team that is fantastic at organizing this meeting with analysts. We also organize events, so we're having an event in Amsterdam next year, so more than happy to see you all there. But yeah, probably that'll be the main
Okay.
ones, like the combination between LinkedIn and Vodo. So we're a very young company. We're very close to our audience and to different vendors and corporates. So more than happy to have a conversation on that.
Outstanding. Or they can find you at the next big Killers concert. Is that right?
Absolutely.
All right. Good stuff. A lot of bright side here in this conversation. I really appreciate your time. I've been talking with Elisa Malero, senior analyst with Verdantics. And folks, stick around. Scott Luton here at Supply Chain Now as we continue our coverage of Amazon Reshape 2025 here in beautiful Seattle.